Hey, we're live. How's it going, Henry?
It's going pretty good this morning. I didn't. I caught the name of this morning's episode. Just coming on.
You like that one, the Valachi Papers?
Very good one.
Yeah.
Good one.
Good morning.
Shout out to the memory of Joseph Valachi.
Yep. Wherever he is these days.
Oh, how's
good.
How's everything going this morning?
It's not too bad. Had a busy day yesterday for my other channel. I belong to a charity, and we did a 24-hour fundraiser drive. So it went pretty good. I think we haven't got the total number, but I know it's over $5,000 we raised in 24 hours, which is pretty good. They're Helping Hands for a cruising organization, and what they do is they provide a a free vacation, a cruise for folks that either that have been handed the short stick in life when it comes to finances and that, or if somebody's has some physical ability issues in that, who never think they could even dream of going on a vacation like that, and we provide that for them, and all expenses paid, airfare, hotel before, and then the cruise itself. So it's a pretty good organization, and I think they provided probably, I don't know, at least 4 recipients now, I think 4 or 5 anyway, and they obviously want to keep doing it. So that's what I did this weekend. And you saw my buddy Stan Brickman. I think you saw him, the news anchor from Poughkeepsie.
Poughkeepsie? Oh, okay. I was wondering where.
Yeah, he's from Poughkeepsie, New York, and I spent some time collaborating with him to make sure that he got the information right. So I want to say good morning to all our friends that are coming in and watching the show live in the chat. Good morning to you. Do me a favor and hit that like button, share us out. And if you haven't subscribed to Uncle Scugga Radio Network, please do. We appreciate it. How's your weekend been?
You know what? I did a little bit of work out in the yard yesterday morning, and then back to work making spaghetti sauce, or tomato sauce rather, because
nice.
we're getting cold nights, and so tomato season's coming to an end. So I got to get out there, pick everything, and then get it converted into sauce. So I did quite a bit of that yesterday, and then being a huge NASCAR fan as I am, I enjoyed the race last night.
Ah, that's right. It's now did the NASCAR just start, or has it been going all summer?
Yeah, it's been going since February. Started February. So yesterday was the last race of the regular season. So now the playoffs start next week. They're going to be in New Hampshire in Loudon in a couple weeks.
Ah, yes, the New Hampshire Motor Speedway in Loudon. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's where the Gypsy Tour started for Bike Week. It was up there in Loudon. They still do it. The bikes still race up there during Bike Week, and then they all gather up in Laconia. And where
up there, so the fans come and stay for the weekend, especially with NASCAR, because there's like 2 or maybe 3 races, but there's at least 2 races, and the campground is huge. Like, it's awesome.
I've actually been up there. You know me, I'm a huge race fan. I went to one race up there because a friend of mine, friend of ours, mutual friend, his mother used to work for Pepsi, and we got the Pepsi suite, and I got invited. They're like, "You want to go to the race?" I'm like, "Sure." I've never been, and they, they had a RV up there and everything in the campground. It was a lot of fun. Standing by the fence and all the little pieces of tire coming off and the little bits of rubber hitting you, and it was interesting. You can't hear anything out there. It was better at the feet because they pipe in the sound from the track, like microphone, and you can hear the announcers and that. So it's a little nicer in the.
Yeah, I've been in it, but it's to me it's a neat experience. I remember when I was a little kid, we went to walk in the Glen, which is in the Finger Lakes in New York.
Yeah.
And I remember, and that's like twists and turns and long straightaways and stuff like that. So we were at the end of a long straightaway fence, and I remember I was real little, but it sounded like a swarm of bees coming from a long distance. And this was like IndyCar, and you hear this buzz. You don't see anything, and then the buzz gets louder and louder, and then all of a sudden it's just this flash of color. It's just it fascinated me when I was a little kid, and it still does. Still does. If you go to New Hampshire Motor Speedway and stand at the end of the front stretch, and as they come around the corner, it's not exactly the same experience, but it's an awesome experience to see them cars come around the corner, and then it's just a flash of colors because, man, they're going so fast.
Dwayne says they actually take some right turns at Watkins Glen.
That's right. And they got
I've been to Watkins Glen. Colleen and I went a couple years ago, but we didn't do a race. We went up there to experience the wine up on the Finger Lakes there. It's a lot of vineyards there. And distillery. I found a distillery, which was kind of cool. Bought some bourbon.
Did you find any finger?
A lot of Finger Lakes. I want on a tour. All coming from all the way from the Finger Lakes in New York. Here she is. It's Bobby and Bumpy singing all the way from Tipperary. For that show?
No.
That was what was his name? He had the show. Lawrence Welk, yeah. It was on like Sunday evenings or some crap. I remember when my grandparents lived with us, we had to suffer through Lawrence Welk every Sunday.
And Ed Sullivan?
Ed Sullivan, we were little back then. I remember reruns. I don't remember watching it when it was on the air. Maybe early 70s, late 60s.
The early 70s. Yeah, I remember watching that. And
I remember reruns.
And then my family at home watched Hee Haw.
Hee Haw?
Yeah.
Yeah, Buck Owens was on there. We've talked about him. You had the record behind you there. Buck Owen and the Buckaroos last Wednesday.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conway Twitty.
Hello, darling.
Yeah, all the big stars of the day were on that show.
Hello, darling. I used to like watching Hee Haw because they'd have Minnie Pearl was on there, and Howdy
samples.
Roy Clark. Yep, Roy Clark was on there. I love that guy. What a player he was.
Talented, man. What a great player. He didn't make our list the other day.
No, he did not, but hell of a player. He should have. I mean, again, those lists are subjective. And like you said, if you try to get everybody on there who you thought was like the greatest player or whatever.
4-hour show.
Right? Let's talk about Slim Whitman. Remember him? He could play the slide whistle like the best of them.
Today's show, the best triangle player.
I remember when talking about Slim Whitman, right? Because it was in Mars Attacks. That's how they killed all the Martians. Did you see that?
Yeah,
I think we talked about it. He sang the Indian love song or something. But one year, when I was working for the fire department here, the first one that I started on, every year we were in the Christmas parade in town, and we would have the firefighters would dress up, in their gear, but they'd have we put reindeer ears on their helmets and stuff and little black noses, so they were reindeer and they were pulling the truck, and we were playing Christmas music, and it was the Slim Whitman Christmas album. And that was the music coming out of the truck. Pretty good. So,
the people love that.
Spotted a Feed, a parody of Marty Robbins' Gunfighter Ballad LP cover with Hank Hill. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, Marty Robbins. Remember him? It's another good one.
Do you know Marty Robbins raced NASCAR?
I had no idea.
Yeah, he raced. He never won anything. In a lot of the races, he'd have to leave early because he had a concert that night.
Because he had a gig.
Halfway through the race, he'd pull in and park. I gotta go. But yeah, he actually ran.
I'm late for sound check. We gotta go.
He ran several races.
Oh, so I was telling you off air. We're gonna be on Spotify. As soon as we're done here, I'm gonna publish episode number 1. And we'll be on Spotify now, so we're a real podcast, believe it or not. So, and then I'm going to continue to put us on whatever other outlets we can. I may try to get us up onto Rumble and some of the other ones so we can expand. There you go, out in the West Texas town of El Paso. Marty Robbins.
Yeah,
Love
the
it.
dude had great voice too.
Yeah, Denise from Bone Tired Travels, she's and Aaron as well. They're music lovers, and they're like us. They like all the similar music and are familiar with all that stuff. So, but yeah, Marty Robbins, Slim Whitman. I mean, and that guy, he's an honest to goodness real country singer, but it's almost like he's like a parody of himself.
Yeah. No, and
Slim Whitman.
there was Boxcar Willie too.
Oh, remember him? Yeah.
Singing hobo.
Yep. Boxcar Willie. Jeez. Zamfir. He was the king of the wooden flute there.
But even back then in the early days, guys had a gimmick. I think if maybe you weren't
You're Freddie Fender.
If you weren't ultra talented, then you get a little gimmick, and that makes people look aside to the fact that you're not exactly Frank Sinatra,
Right? Denise says that her aunt wrote several songs for Freddie Fender. Is that right? That's pretty cool. None were popular.
That's a guy that could sing.
Yeah, he was a good talent. Him and who's the other guy I'm thinking of? Jose Feliciano, although he wasn't country.
It was a different genre, but yeah. And
yeah.
Feliciano is blind, correct?
Say again?
Jose Feliciano is blind, correct?
He was blind, or is blind. Is he still with us?
I think so.
We need to do, for a future show, we need to do Dead or Alive.
Without being able to look it up before or after him.
No, you can't look it up. So we'll just come up with names off the cuff.
Barbara Baines.
Barbara Baines. Remember her?
Dead
Mission Impossible and Space 1999. Barbara Baines. Yeah, hell yeah.
Who was the guy that was on Space 1999?
That was, well, there was a lot of guys, but I know who you're talking about. Martin Landau. He was married to her.
Landau. Dead or alive?
I think he's dead now, Martin Landau. But he was in Ed Wood. He played Bela Lugosi.
Yeah, no, he's a great actor. He played twins in an episode of Columbo.
Oh wow. Yeah, he always he played a lot of heavies, the bad guy. Will is here. Good morning, Will. Will says, yeah, he's dead. Marjorie's here as well. Good morning, Marjorie. Thanks for joining us this morning, you guys. Appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button. You are tuned to the Uncle Scugga Radio Network. This is Practical Nonsense with Buddy Bob and Jimbo. The show about absolutely nothing and absolutely everything. We cover all kinds of practical nonsense that you can use or choose not to. But yep. So let's see. You want to do the top 10, or should we hold on to that for a little while?
We can do the top 10. You know what? Before we do that, let me throw an amendment, because we have to do a correction from last week's top 10.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
Let's
indeed.
do that real quickly.
All right. So last week we were talking about guitar players, the top 10 rock guitar players that we thought would be this again. Our top 10s are totally subjective. The person or people, and one of them on the list was Eric Clapton. Buddy Bob, go ahead. You can say what you were saying.
So when we were discussing Eric Clapton and how awesome he was, I mentioned a quote that I had heard a while ago about Eric Clapton being asked what it's like to be the best guitarist in the world, and he responded by saying, "I don't know, ask Prince." That's actually not correct, and that's not. It's false. That never happened. However, I will say I am not the guy who originated or started that rumor. It was a rumor that was started some years ago over in Great Britain. But I will say I am at fault, because that was proven false a little while ago. So it's not like it just happened yesterday. So I should have known better. And we'll correct that from happening again in the future for sure.
Well, and in your defense, more than like 14,000 people on the internet said the same thing. So you're just one of 14,000 people who thought that was correct. I wouldn't have questioned it. I didn't question it.
And as a matter of fact, we did find that Eric Clapton had said glowing things about Prince. And as a matter of fact, he said that he was inspired into writing a song because of Prince. So, you know, I think it was just the fact that Eric Clapton did have a lot of respect and admiration for Prince, and somebody just took that a little bit too far. And there you go.
Well, and the rumor, supposedly, what we read was it was Jimi Hendrix said that about somebody, Phil Keaggy, or
Actually, so I had read that he had said it about Phil Keaggy and Rory Gallagher.
The Rory Gallagher, right?
Rory Gallagher, and, really cool guy.
We did have I did have somebody comment on the short we put out about it. And that's what he said. He's like, "Oh, I heard it differently, that it was Jimi Hendrix," and I told him, I said, "Yeah, we got it wrong." So, so there you go, folks. Just so to let you know, we get stuff wrong, and we're willing to admit it. We're not experts on anything, but except nonsense.
I can spot nonsense right away. So that's
right. All right, so let's do this. All right, so this is a segment that we do here. We pick something, the top 10 somethings. And Buddy Bob, you came up with the top 10 this week. Tell everybody what we came up with.
All right, so it's fall is on its way, right? And fall brings many things to many people, but around here it brings, among other things, football. So if you get excited about football in the fall, if football brings, other than the games it brings with it, tailgating and football parties, right? So we entertain at home to watch the games, or we go to the games and tailgate. I don't know if you've ever done that. That's just awesome, right? So our top 10 is football watching foods.
Yeah, so the top 10 tailgating foods and you don't have to be at the game. I mean, we've tailgated.
That's why I said football watching.
Yeah, we've tailgated. And what do you guys think? Put in the chat what you think of some of the top 10. So you want to go first?
Sure.
I'm sure a lot of our stuff is going to match, but.
Well, we're from the same area, so I think it's a very regional thing, right? It's got to be a pretty regional thing. You know,
I would think if you're from Texas, which is about the football capital on the planet, there's probably a lot of barbecue and brisket and that kind of stuff. So,
right, and here in New England, it gets cold earlier than the rest of the country, so
there's always a vat of hot clam chowder.
That's right.
Going down.
First on my list is sausage with peppers and onions.
Oof.
Just the smell of the peppers and onions cooking, that's just awesome. And I know, Henry, that onions aren't your favorite.
No, if I have enough to drink, oh yeah, put the peppers and onions right on it. And say it like, right, Dwayne saying chowder. Yeah, we're up here from Boston, so it's peppers and onions.
And get plenty of good mustard on there, whatever mustard you like.
Mustard on there.
A lot of people say, no, just yellow mustard. None of that grainy stuff. Just yellow.
Yeah, none of the grainy stuff with the mustard seeds in it. That's a good one, though. Sausage, peppers, and onions. Yummy, yummy. All right, so the first one on my list, and again, these are in no particular order, and again, everything's subjective. You guys may disagree or you like something better, but chicken wings, buffalo, barbecue, naked, however you like them. Chicken wings by the pounds of chicken wings. I like all the flavors, so you got to have chicken wings as part of your tailgate.
And that's not even regional. I think everybody around the country's got their own version of chicken wings, right? where
Yeah,
you
and
can
it
go up
and
style.
bone in is a must. There's only one kind of chicken wing, and that's they got bones in it.
Right.
Those tenders or the chunks or whatever, those aren't chicken wings. No, there's something
No.
different.
Yeah, you want the
Um,
bone.
yeah, you gotta have chicken wings. So there you go. What? How about your next one, Henry? What's your next one on the list?
All right, this is gonna seem like a layup, but burgers.
Oh,
Anyone here for burgers? Hold it in your hand, walk around, like yeah.
yeah.
So
Put your favorite stuff on it.
bacon.
Peanut butter and jelly if you want. I've actually tried that. I've tried it.
I would
Don't
try
knock it.
peanut butter. I don't know if I would be wanting to put the jelly on there too. I mean, I would take a bite though.
I don't knock it until you try it, is what I'm saying. I scoffed at it when I saw it on the when I saw it on a menu at a restaurant we were at, and I did. I was like, "What?" And the waitress goes, she actually said, "Don't knock it unless you try it." And I said, "Okay, bring me a peanut butter and jelly burger, cheeseburger," and it was really good. It was.
Well,
Um,
it's a good burger. You can almost put anything on it, right?
yeah, it was savory and it was sweet. I mean, you if you put ketchup, it's sweet, or barbecue sauce on a burger, it's sweet. Um, it was good. It was good.
You know
Uh,
what I need somebody to explain to me, Henry? How a smash burger works. So I just don't get the science behind that. You squash it as thin as you can, right? So it's like flat, like a piece of cardboard. But then somehow it's just juicy, juice just runs down your arm. How is it that you're able to squash it within an inch of its life and it's still super juicy? I
yeah,
don't get
that's
that.
it's a good question. Maybe because it cooks quickly. Um,
No. Have you had
Five Guys are almost smash burgers.
Yeah, are
They're
they?
almost. But
I,
yeah, I don't know. Burgers are
we
good
do
though.
them
They're a
here at
must.
home. I've got the flat top grill outside, and we do them here at home. And every time I have them, I'm like, how is this thing so juicy?
Hey, Nancy from Florida is here. Hey, Nancy.
See?
She says need to chew on the bones. Yeah, you got to have bones in it. It's a must. Um,
Yeah.
all right, so my
All
number
right.
two is kind of similar to what yours is. It's sliders. So it could be a burger, but I was thinking more like a pulled pork or a pulled chicken slider.
Sure.
You know, you
Yep.
get that, cook that pork all day, get it going in the
Two,
crock
three bites.
pot. Oh, yeah, and I mean, you could eat a lot of them. Put some cheese and bacon on it, or whatever you want. Yeah, so good. Hey, look who's here. I think we know this guy.
He found us.
Hefty's in the house. He found us. What's up,
Morning,
Hefty? Hefty was up. Look at my shirt. He spent the weekend up at Bentley's up in
Okay.
Arundel, Maine. Yeah, I don't know. Are you back, Sean? Are you still there? Or it's early, so I bet he's still up there. But yeah, yeah. So sliders was on second on my list, and like I said, it could be anything. Make a burger, pork, chicken, little
Yeah.
chicken patty.
Those things are great. Especially if you got a beer in one hand. You know what I mean? It's a slider. It's like two bites, maybe three. It's perfect.
Yeah,
It
you
works.
put four of those on a paper plate and walk around and still nursing his hangover. Not surprised at Bentley's. If anybody's been to New England, you've been up to Maine, you got to go to Bentley's. Bentley Warren, he was a race car driver back in the 70s, and he's into motorcycles and all kinds of things that go fast. And he opened his own restaurant and bar up there, and there's a campground there. We've gone up there. I've been up there several summers in a row. Spent long weekends up there. It's a lot of fun, and you walk down from your camper right down to the bar, spend the night there, and they have a 2 lobster clam bake special thing. It used to be like $20. I'm sure it's more than that now, but you could get twin lobsters with clams and corn, and yeah, good. It's good. It's a good place. So. All right, what do you got for number 3?
Number 3, I'm going to change it up just a little here and go with nachos.
Oh, that's my number 3. Nachos.
There you go. Well, you took wings from me anyway. So,
Yeah, I mean, again, they're gonna. Our list will be similar.
and nachos is, you can do all kinds of different things. I was watching a show on television recently, and this lady made, one of those Food Network shows. She made chicken skin nachos. She fried chicken skin up into little triangles like tortilla chips.
Really?
And then
So
and then made nachos out of them. And the
the
judges,
skin is the chip.
yeah, fried chicken skin was
Wow,
the chip. I'm like, oh man, I gotta try that out.
I never heard of something like that before.
Yeah,
The skin. The skin is the chip.
of course. Then again, what do you do with all the skinless chicken now? Yeah, you know,
Well, you put it in the crock pot for your sliders,
yeah, there you go. Make gumbo.
right? Yeah, I had that as well. So I'll go with my number 4 then. Pigs in a blanket. The little weenies wrapped in the. You can buy those Pillsbury Doughboy crescent roll things and wrap them over the little weenies and bake them in the oven. Those are so good. And dip them in the mustard or whatever sauce you like.
I got a box in the freezer right now, brother.
Yeah. Dwayne says they do the Rotel cheese dip with sausage for nachos. Oh, so
Yeah.
good. Yeah, that's real good. The Rotel, that's got the peppers and stuff in it, right?
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
not like blow your head off hot. It's just
No. It's enough flavoring, the peppers in there, give you a little heat. Yeah, and with sausage. That's awesome. Nacho chips covered in nacho cheese is only a gateway into the nacho verse, right, Aaron? It's like when you go to the ball game or when we go to Gillette Stadium to watch the Patriots. Their nachos that's it. It's tortilla chips with that
That's all.
cheese
Yeah,
whey product that they dump all over it, that you get all over you, and it's dripping on your shirt. Again, if you drink enough, you don't care.
I always felt bad for the people that got to clean up that nonsense after the game. Like they're going through the seats with the broom, and it's the cardboard container with the cheese, and half of it's on the floor, and they must be like swearing at themselves in Spanish.
They don't. I don't think they use brooms much anymore. They're all blowers now. They blow everything down into one end,
cheese all over.
right? They must go through with a hose, I bet, after, right? Because all the beer and the puke and
cheese remediation.
all the beer, the puke, everything that's happened during the game, the blood. Because there's probably more blood in the stands than there is on the field after a game. At least here in New England.
Yeah.
Or like when the Yankees play at Fenway, the big rivalry. All right, brother, what's your next one on the list?
What did we just come off of? Was nachos me or you?
No, we did pigs in a blanket after the nachos.
Right. Yeah, all right, here's a simple one. For us, it's this time of the year, anyway. Corn.
Oh, yeah.
Nice hot ear of corn.
Got to say it like you mean it. If you're from the Boston area, it's corn.
It's corn, and you slather some butter all over it.
Butter, corn, salt, butter. Nothing like. In fact, I have. We got half a dozen ears of corn the other day up at the local farm stand, J&F, stuffed at the local farm stand. And shout out to Farmer Phil, by the way. And Colleen and I had it with some burgers the other night. And I'm thinking we may have to cook them up tonight, the last 3. So good. Nothing like fresh corn on the cob this time of year. The sweet corn comes out in July, and then it runs right. We usually can get it right up until 1st of October, I think.
Yep. I like to throw it right on the grill sometimes, too.
Yeah, how do you do it on the grill?
You can do it a couple of different ways, but I just chuck it chuck it and throw it on the grill, and then keep turning it, and you'll get some, you'll get some dark colored kernels there or whatever, but it tastes great. The other method that you can do is you can peel back the husk and pull out all the silk, and then fold the husk back around it,
Yeah.
and then soak those in water, and then take them and put them on the grill, and they're like steaming their own husk. That's great too.
So when I hung out down the lake with my friend John and all those guys, we would do bed spring corn. We do it at night. So we take a cooler, fill it full of water, do what you said, pull all the husks back, take the silk out, put the husk back over it, and then let it soak all day in that cooler full of water. And then, you're hanging around you got a nice fire going, and put the bed spring over the fire and just dump all the corn on top and drink beer and eat that corn on the cob, man. So good. The next day, you may find yourself in the throne room there for a little bit, but
maybe.
Right. Denise likes your nacho verse. That's with the husk on, right? Yeah, I agree. My dad used to, when we were kids, you remember some of those legendary 4th of July parties the old man had.
Oh yeah.
He would take the corn and he'd put it, take the husk and everything off, put it in a piece of tin foil and season it up. Salt and pepper, butter in there, maybe, I don't know if you put some cayenne in there or something, and then wrap that up and throw them on the fire. And wow, talk about good. The roasted corn is just so good. So
corn you can cook a number of different ways. It's really
somebody
awesome.
said, was it Aaron or somebody said something about street corn in here too,
Yeah,
which I like.
Dwayne, Mexican street corn.
Dwayne said it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love right here, Mexican street corn. Yeah.
Put mayonnaise on it, right? And then that is it cojita cheese or cotija cheese or something that they put on there? It's good.
Yeah, it's that Cajun cheese.
Yeah, something.
The Cajun cheese. Yeah, it's good.
I don't know Mexican cheese awesomely very well, so.
The town that I work in, they have a park there, and a couple times a month in the summertime, there's a Mexican food truck that will come up there, and you can get burritos and all that, and they make a fantastic street corn. So good, and it's got like the cream in it and the peppers, and just really, really good. Very, very good. They do a good job. All their food, I can't recall their name now of the company, but everything that they make is really good. And I'd go up there for lunch. I'd just be like, oh, they're like, the guys at work would be like, what are you doing for lunch today? I'm like, I'm going up the food truck. Jump in my car and go up there.
Get an ear of corn.
Yeah, I don't know if they had any ears of corn or not, but I do corn on the cob husk in the oven. Yeah.
I've heard of that too.
Yeah, that's good.
You can do anything to it. It's corn.
And the husk that holds all that moisture in. It's so good. And right now the corn is so sweet. I just had a thought. Back when Bobby and I were younger, we may or may have not raided some cornfields as a kid, because where we grew up, it's all farms. Dairy farms and vegetable farms, and I mean we're talking like farms, not just a little garden with a little farm stand next to it. We're talking farms, like miles of corn. And one year we got into the cow corn. We thought it was good corn, and
we filled up the trunk with it.
Yeah, filled up the trunk with cow corn. And yeah, I don't know if anybody's ever tried to eat cow corn, but it's not quite the same. It's all gets stuck in your teeth and it's like glue. It's just not so good.
They were probably grateful.
What's corn?
The farmer was probably grateful we took it.
Yeah. One of his cows was pissed. We took their meal for the night, but I think we only did that one time. The cow con.
if you,
Who was it that? Remember, it was a bunch of us, and someone come out with like a tomato. We got like
yeah,
armloads of corn one night.
it was Billy.
Billy came out. Yeah, I
I
got
think it
some
was
stuff.
one tomato and maybe a computer. Hey, look what I got.
Yeah. In Tennessee, all the Mexican corn, it's all Mexican corn until around July when the corn we set out comes in. Yeah, we got
We get a lot from Florida.
we get this. Well, yeah, we get the Florida stuff in the fall or early spring before it comes out here, and then we get Silver Queen. That's usually the first. The sweet Silver Queen corn comes out, and then you know, you get the sweet yellow corn comes out. That's what we have now is the sweet yellow corn here, the end of August. Yeah, feed corn. It's exactly it. Have you tried it, Will? Give it a try sometime. It's good.
Yeah,
All right, so who's next? Me? Yeah. So classic chips and dip. You know, a bag of Doritos, potato chips, barbecue chips, whatever the chips are,
but
with some dip.
what are you talking? What's your go-to dip?
Oh gosh, I believe it or not, I like onion dip. I like so here in New England, I can't find it. I'm gonna have to make my own. But back when we were kids, clam dip was one.
Hard to find. I have found it, not recently, but the hell of a good company does make it. Or
Yeah,
did.
I can't find it. I've looked around everywhere for clam dip.
Problem might be clams. Clams have just gotten very expensive and harder to find, I think.
But they make all kinds of variations of dip. You can make your own, the ranch dip, all of that stuff. It's good, and you can't go wrong. And it's somewhat easy. I mean, if you want to just lazy out, if you're going to a tailgate, you stop at the store, buy a bunch of bags of chips and some of the pre-made dip, and you're good to go.
Yep, and it's good eating up too. Everybody loves it.
Yeah, so you can't go wrong with that. What do you got?
All right, I'm going back down the sandwich row here, and meatball sub. Tasty meatballs dropped into a loaf of bread with some cheese and sauce on it. Mm-hmm.
Dill pickle and ranch dip. That sounds good, Dee Dee. I haven't had a dill pickle with ranch. Do you make that?
I'll try it.
I'll try it for sure. It looks really good. Or it sounds good.
It's all words that I like.
The words look really good. But yeah, meatballs, brother. Now, do you like traditional like meatballs with marinara, or do you like the Swedish meatball?
No, I like a meatball sub. I like the Italian route with some nice melted mozzarella in there and some good marinara.
No. You need a couple slices of provolone on the top of that.
I've had it with provolone too. That's great. Either way.
Put on the grill.
Little of both. Yeah, you know, we're up where you live, right? In Auburn. I get meatball sub from him, and after he puts the cheese on top, he like runs it in the salamander, so toast that all perfectly crusty cheese on top.
Yeah, it goes through the pizza oven. They do a good job there. We were talking about your son Matt works there, and their food is good there. Auburn House of Pizza.
Yeah, you have to have a good pizza joint near where you live. It's like it's crucial.
A friend of mine, my friend Lisa, she owns Rigatoni's in Derry, and she does. So they call, I think we talked about that, right? Subs and grinders, or it may have been on my other show, but we were talking about what you call a sub. Well, she's basically like north end of Boston is what she bases all her Italian food on, and they call their subs are called spuckies. So she makes a meatball spucky or a chicken parm spucky, and it's huge, and same thing, runs it through the pizza oven. So good. I can't have any of that. I'm making myself hungry, and I can't have any of that yet.
You
like
just
my
made me
Jersey
think,
Mikes.
you just made me think of a king cutlet, chicken cutlet.
Yeah,
For some
they're not there anymore.
No more king cutlet. No,
So
no.
we had there was a local sandwich place called King Cutlet, and they were famous for their sandwiches, their subs. And they made chicken cutlet and veal cutlet parmesan. And when I talk about the cutlets, I can't really get it on it, but we're
Hanging off
talking giant. Like,
Okay.
I don't know, they smashed them down to paper thin cutlets, and then they would deep fry them and put that on there. And yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
so good, so good. Yeah, exactly. So Denise
That's
knows
cool.
me, and I've been talking of that I can't go out to my favorite sub shops, and that Jersey Mike's is one of them. And since I've been sick, I'm not allowed to eat that stuff. So the two sandwiches I'm going to get is going to be a Jersey Mike's, and it's going to be a chicken parm spucky from Lisa's place.
Nice.
So damn good.
Of the things that I miss king cutlet, and I miss. Do you know that you can no longer get a grape Mr. Misty? They don't exist. They just don't. There's no more Mr. Misties at Dairy Queen.
Anybody
And I
remember that?
remember 100 years ago when you were mowing lawns, and I would come and help you, and we would mow lawns in the area where there was a Dairy Queen. We would always stop and get a great Mr. Misty.
Yeah.
And that has got to be in the top 10 of ice cream headaches ever. Maybe number one.
Yeah, it's like an icy, but it was their version of the icy. Do you guys have, any of you guys in the chat, Denise and Dwayne, you guys are in Mississippi, Aaron, you're in Tennessee, or anybody that's lurking, do you still have a Dairy Queen in your locale, and do they have those Mr. Misty drinks? Yeah, talk about a headache, right? Because it was so good. It's you'd be sipping on that, and you're like, oh, it's so tangy and good, and all of a sudden you're like, oh God, I drank it too fast.
And then you're driving.
Yeah, something to look forward to on my victory lap. Exactly, Aaron. I'm just so that everybody knows, I'm day plus 88 today. I do go to Boston tomorrow for day 89, and I have a feeling that because I'm doing so well, the doctor is probably gonna maybe pull back some of the restrictions I have. So if that's the case, guess where I'm stopping on the ride home? Gonna get myself a Jersey Mike's on the ride home for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, 12 days to go. That's right. There's a lot in Texas. Yeah. Now, do they serve that drink, the Mr. Misty? And you could get lime and orange and whatever, but the grape one was.
Start a movement, Jimmy. Maybe
Say again?
Start a movement.
Bring back the Mr. Misty?
Bring back, or just the grape one. I don't care about the other one.
There's only 2 DQs that I know of. There's one in Manchester and one in Hudson. Those are where you used to work. The Brazier there.
There's a Misty something or other on the menu, but it's not a Mr. Misty. It's like with ice cream and stuff in it. You know what I mean? It's just not what it was.
Aaron says they think they may still have the Mr. Misty. Yeah, I haven't been to a Dairy Queen in forever.
I want one. I don't think I can. I'm not going to drive to Texas for one, but
well, you never know. Maybe we can figure out how to make our own. Although the ices, those aren't bad, but they're not quite the same.
It's whatever the Dairy
same.
Queen flavoring was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just hard to. I mean, it's their stuff.
What is it? Golden Corral. They have the slushy machine there, and those are good, but it's not the same. That's more of like snow. It's more of like a slushy snow than it is a Mr. Misty. But yeah, we kind of get off track there. We have them in Meridian and Pearl, but we have Awards, which is a DQ knockoff. They do the ice cream, but they focus more on chili burgers. Oh wow. They kind of DQ around here. They kind of they merged with Orange Julius, and they make those orange like you could get at the mall. Those Orange Julius drinks. They've merged with that company now. it's not quite the same like it used to be.
And they have two different stores too. They have like a Dairy Queen treats store that just does the ice cream and stuff.
Oh, like the chocolate covered on a stick, those things, the dilly bar or whatever it's called.
Yeah, yeah, and the soft serve ice cream and all that. Why go to Dairy Queen for an icy when you can go to Louisiana for a drive-through daiquiri barn?
Are you kidding me? Oh, I'm coming to Louisiana.
Yeah.
A drive-through daiquiri barn.
Can you drive an RV through the daiquiri barn?
I don't know. We'll have to park in the parking lot and walk through. That's okay. Lisa's with us. Hi, Lisa. She said they have DQs in South Carolina. I prefer the 7-Eleven Slurpee. Yeah, Slurpees are like a lot of the corner stores we have here will have a Slurpee machine. Or,
I mean, to be honest, I mean, I like it because it's what I grew up with. So.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, so let's see. Denise is not sure about the RV. All right, so where were we? We were at meatball subs. All right, so the next one on my list is, you see them at every party, a veggie tray with hummus and all that stuff, you know, the pieces of broccoli and carrot sticks and that stuff. That's more for you health conscious people, but those are good too.
But then you're dipping it in that sugary ranch buttermilky dip there.
Yeah, well, there's that, and then the hummus too. You can dip it in the hummus, which is, you know, that's good.
Yeah, that's ground up something or other.
Drive up alcohol in Louisiana. That's crazy. Now, we have something, and I talked about this on the morning show, that is unique to truck stops that I haven't seen, and I've been around this country a lot. And I've only seen one state that has a liquor store at their truck stops, and that's right here in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
You don't want. Hey, look.
Liquor store.
Yeah, you could. I could stop and get some gas and pick up some snacks. And oh yeah, by the way, I need a bottle of Jack Daniels.
It is a rest stop.
Yeah, it's a rest stop, a truck stop. So, you know, I don't know if they fancy you sleeping in your car in the parking lot, but. Put masking tape over the end of the daiquiri so it's legal. Oh, okay. So the masking tape's going to keep you from drinking it until you get home, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Keeps the lid on. Chickpeas, right? That's hummus. Isn't that what that's made out of? Chickpeas.
We were at Vegetable Train.
Slidell has them. Damn. I knew I liked you Southerners for a reason. Yeah. Skating toward the edge of a cliff for open container. All right, what do you got? What's your next one on the list, brother?
Everybody's favorite, ribs.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Nice pork ribs covered with your favorite barbecue sauce and a whole fistful of paper towels.
Yeah, I heard somebody during the who was talking. I think it may have been Texas Cruiser, Rick. They were talking about, so he lives in Texas, and he was talking about Texas barbecue versus other parts of the country, and how obviously he's partial to the Texas barbecue because that's where he lives, and theirs is a more like a vinegary sauce. I know when I was in North Carolina. They had a couple different sauces. One was more vinegary. Up here, you know, we're not known for our barbecue up here. We copy everybody else and we do whatever. Whatever. I'll make my own barbecue sometimes. I've done that. But
I have a question. In Texas, somebody let me know, is sauce on the side? Because I heard that.
Will's in Texas, right? Will?
Sauce on the side.
What's it like there in Texas, Will?
And sauce on the side. I don't know if that's true or not. And plus, Texas is a big place. Like there's West Texas and North Texas, and so there might be variations.
Everything's big in Texas. I think North Carolina is more vinegar than Texas. Okay, I'm just going on what Rick had said yesterday. So.
Yeah, definitely the coleslaw there. like we're used to up here in New Hampshire or New England, the coleslaw is like mayonnaise based, but you get down to North Carolina and it's vinegar based.
Vinegar based, yeah.
Yeah.
Sauce on the side, he says, Buddy Bob.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what I thought.
So a couple years back, 2018, I think, or 19, we did it 2 years in a row. Colleen and I drove cross country. We went out to Wyoming and Colorado and that. So we would drive west on the northern part of the country through Buffalo and Iowa and those places. And then on the way back, we would spin around and kind of come Central Park. And some of the best barbecue I ever had. Now, I'm not a barbecue expert. I don't claim to be. I've had it in North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, and up here. But we stopped in Kansas City. And let me tell you something right now.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I haven't tasted better yet since I've been to Kansas City. It's fantastic. And we got like a sampler platter with burnt ends and ribs and brisket and oh, good Lord. So good. Denise, I'm drooling again.
Aren't pigs great? Aren't pigs great?
Pigs are like the soup. They're like superfood, or not superfood, but it's like you can basically eat the whole thing, minus the bones.
You know, I think they are a superfood. I think that people use that term incorrectly. They say like, "Oh, the pomegranate's a superfood," and this and that. No. Pork is a superfood. Potato is a superfood. Like,
right? All the things that you can do with a pig, you know, and eat most of the parts.
Oh.
Including the tongue.
You were here for, I mean, I had a pig roast when I got married here at home. Yeah. But you've been with us for a couple of pig roasts. And
sure.
Oh, my goodness. I remember peeling like strips off the belly.
Well, remember the guy that was cooking it for you that day? He goes, "I'll save the cheeks for you guys."
That's right. And the sweet loins and all of that. Yeah. So we got,
the cheek. The pork cheek.
Ridiculous.
That's
ridiculous.
So good.
I recommend everybody go find themselves a nice piece of pork cheek and mow down on that.
Yeah, it's very good. When I do ribs, I still do the 3-2-1 method. Yep. That's the cooking time, right? 3 hours, you take it out, slather it with some stuff. 2 hours, take it out, uncover it, and then cook it for an hour. Yeah, you wrap the 3 and the 2, I think, and then the 1 is when you open it up and get it all crunchy and gooey and.
Right. Hey, Aaron just mentioned. Do you remember when they used to have the ad that said "pork is the other white meat"?
Yes, pork. That's right. Pork, the other white meat. Yeah, wasn't that who was the actor with the deep voice? Was it Sam, whatever his name is, or
maybe? Yeah, I'm not sure.
No, the guy that was in The Mask there. Pork, the other white meat. Yeah, good stuff.
To compete with beef. It's what's for dinner.
It's what's for dinner. That's right. It was one of those guys. All right, let's see. What do we got next on the list? Jalapeno poppers.
Right. But they
filled with the cream cheese, and then you dip them in the or whatever the bread, and then put it in the oil fry them. The poppers.
Yeah. There's some variations I've seen on TV where people do crazy things with jalapeno poppers, like wrap them in bacon, and they got some awesome stuff that they can do with that. But yeah, that's
okay. So 3 unwrapped, 2 wrapped, and then 1 unwrapped with sauce. Okay, I knew it was something like that.
That's a good method. That's a good method right there. That's a good way to cook some ribs.
Robert Mitchum was the voice. Okay, that's who it was. He was the beef guy. I think Sam there with the big mustache.
He was Admiral Halsey in the first, in the whatchamacallit movies there, Midway. The made-for-TV.
Robert Mitchum, yeah.
Robert Mitchum, he was Admiral Halsey.
Oh, Will. Bacon wrapped jalapeno poppers.
Yeah. Mm. Yep.
Yummy.
Send them on over.
Yep. Yeah, we I'm not a big jalapeno guy, but when you take the seeds out of them, obviously, so they're not too hot. A lot of the capsaicin is in the seed, and then when you deep fry them, it sweetens them up more, I think. And yeah, we could sit down back in the day, brother, with a bunch of beer and a big plate of jalapeno poppers, and
if you got like half a dozen of them sloshing around in your stomach with like 3 or 4 cans of Budweiser, a couple shots of Conroe, oh yeah, you're gonna have a
well, you just make sure you get a Pepsid or an Nexium, and you're good to go. They call those armadillo eggs down here. Okay.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I heard something about
Cream cheese and wrapped in bacon. Sam Elliott, I think that's the guy, Denise. I think that's the guy that did the pork commercial. The other white meat. I could be wrong, but I've been known to be wrong before. So.
Yep, it happens to the best.
All right, what about you, buddy?
I think I'm down to my last one here. Oh no, I got 2. And one of them is chowder.
Chowder.
A nice hot bowl of chowder. Clam chowder or corn, but I would go with clam. Nice bowl of clam chowder right before. Have you ever been, I know you've been, Jimmy, but if you've ever been like and tailgated like at your team's game, right? In Foxborough for the Patriots, you get one parking spot for your vehicle and then the parking spot next to it for whatever, right? Grills, chairs. People set up TVs and like people have immense setups for tailgating. It's crazy. But yeah, we'd go and like I said, we went to a Monday night football game one time and we had chowder and steamed clams and all seafood and stuff, which is another great thing to eat if you're drinking lots of beer.
Yeah, I was always glad when I went to games, and like your brother was famous for having his own tailgate.
Yeah.
I didn't have to clean up after. That's the big thing is you gotta, it's time to go into the game and you gotta put all your stuff away. And what do you do with a hot, I see people there with charcoal. What are you gonna do with the charcoal? They just dump it out on the pavement.
Yeah. You remember the guy that had the TV on the back of his truck? He didn't even bother. He had tickets to the game, but he stayed in the parking lot.
Yeah, he never went in. He stayed outside the whole time.
Keg in the back of his truck. He's serving beers.
Crazy.
Like, some people like the tailgate more than they don't even care about what the score of the game is. Like, you want to go get some more clams? Yeah, let's
go. I got a couple left here. Deviled eggs are always a good. Those, and they never last. You bring out a plate of deviled eggs, everybody's on them like a hobo on a ham sandwich.
Yeah. Oh man, it's like you throw that thing down, couple of chews, and it's gone.
Yeah,
another one.
Deviled eggs. Yeah, those are good. Like I said, they never last. The thing with those two is you got to keep them cold. Make sure you keep them cold.
You bring them outside on a hot day and sit them on the picnic table. They got a life expectancy of about a minute and a half.
First of all, it's an egg, and then it's got mayo in it. Two things you don't want getting warm. Well,
have you ever had a few beers at a party and you walk by and you see the warm deviled egg there? And you're,
and then you wonder why you got the Trotskys the next day. Why am I crapping my brains out?
Jeez,
I think I ate like 6 of those hot sun cooked deviled eggs.
It's like the equivalent of eating gas station sushi and wondering why you don't feel good.
Oh God.
I don't know why.
That's one thing I've never eaten is gas station sushi.
No,
never.
I see it. I was like, why do they have this here? Like,
we have a local supermarket here. There's a sushi chef right there. He'll make it right in front of you over at Market Basket. So good. Guy just, what do you want? Oh, make a California roll and a
Yeah.
eel one or a salmon, whatever you want. That's another thing I'm jonesing to have is sushi. Yeah, because I'm not allowed to eat any raw food. I
Yeah.
can't even have a steak that's medium rare.
Oh, so you have to have it cooked, like.
I refuse to eat a steak until they allow me to, because why would you eat a well done steak? It's like eating a boot.
Why would you cook a well done steak? It's like.
It's not happening.
Don't you have any respect for that cow?
Right? No self-respecting chef would cook a steak well done.
Innocent piece of meat that do nothing to you.
So the doctors, before I got went in for my transplant, the doctor's like, look, if you want to eat any of your favorite food, I would do it before you go in the hospital, because it's going to be a while before you're allowed to eat any of that stuff. So the night before I went in, Colleen goes, what do you want? I said, I want a T-bone steak and whiskey. So I ordered the biggest steak I could get. We went to a restaurant, and I want it medium rare, and I want a 3-finger glass of whiskey. And I had that with a baked potato and that glass of golden goodness. So good. And now I'm definitely craving all of that, but pretty soon. So another stop on the Astute Travelers Fuck Cancer Victory Lap. Exactly, brother. You know that. KFF, right? Keep effing fighting. And it's just something to look forward to. So it's closer than it's ever been. 12 days away. So to the 100. And like I said, tomorrow I have a feeling the doctor's going to go, if you want to go out to a restaurant, you can. Good morning, Paul. Mr. Paul Vines is here from PSV Odyssey. Good morning to you, sir. All right, so what's next? I had deviled eggs. What do you got? Got 2 more, I think. I got 1 more now.
Yeah, I got 1 more now. Shrimp cocktail.
Oh, heck yeah. Those folks down south, especially you guys in Mississippi, right? You must have some big prawns down there where you can make some nice shrimp cocktail.
Big old bowl full of cocktail sauce.
On ice, right? They're on the tray with all the ice and everything in it. Yeah. When I was in North Carolina, when I went to work with Jay, I think I've talked about this too with the morning show. I used to go to this, so down on the Outer Banks, there's a big pirate history there, especially Blackbeard, Teach. That's what they called him, whatever his name was. But there was a bar there that was called Teach's Lair. And I would go there after work and usually have supper or something. If we weren't cooking, I'd go there after work. And you know how up here at a bar, you go in, they give you a bowl of popcorn or they give you a bowl of peanuts or something. Down there, you get a bowl of boiled shrimp. You want some shrimp? Yeah. They bring those little shrimps in a bowl, all cooked in the seasoning and everything. That boil, shrimp boil. And that's what they give you. They just yeah, so good, so good. Eat them on a cruise. So much anywhere, not so much anywhere else. Okay, that's fair. Denise ate a pound of Royal Reds over the last couple of days.
Ooh.
Yep.
Is that I don't mean to be naive. That must be a kind of shrimp? The Reds?
Henry, I think you froze. Say it again.
The Royal Reds, that's a kind of shrimp, I'm guessing? I'm not
familiar. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's nothing like a shrimp boil or country boil. Crawdads. They're deep water, she says. They're deep water. I've had Royal Reds when I was down there. They're big ones. They're good. Yeah. You make a whole meal out of those babies. They're sweet like lobster. Yeah. I almost had Colleen went out to the market before we started the stream here this morning, and I almost told her to go grab some lobsters and steamed clams. But we'll save that for another day. Okay. My last one on my list is stuffed mushrooms.
That's a great one. Yeah.
You can't go wrong with a big plate of the mushrooms with whatever stuffing. Sometimes they'll put like a crab meat stuffing in there, seafood meat, or like a breaded stuff with the pieces of clam in it, or almost like a stuffed clam. But yeah, good stuff. Little cheese on that, and put those in the oven or on the grill for 15 minutes or so.
That's another like hors d'oeuvre thing that they disappear right away. When they're hot and they come out of the oven, they're so good. They're so good.
Really good. Can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. So what do you got? What's your last one?
Did we already do chili?
No, we didn't do chili.
That's my last one. Chili.
Awesome. Chili.
I mean, with or without beans, whatever your preference is. You know what I've been enjoying lately? Did you ever have like a Skyline chili?
So Skyline chili?
I believe it's a Cincinnati thing. And what they do out there is they make chili and put it on spaghetti, and that's Skyline chili. And I've been doing that.
On spaghetti with the marinara and everything?
Chili with no beans. It's like marinara, but it's chili with no beans.
Oh, wow. It's like Sloppy Joe almost.
Yeah, and you serve it on spaghetti, and that's Skyline chili.
I never heard of that. That sounds good.
It's pretty yummy. And the other thing
Will says he likes his without.
I like chili dogs too, and you can use the same type of chili,
Yeah, no beans.
A little bit much on a hot dog.
Yeah, you got to have just the meat on a chili dog. Yeah, definitely just the meat on a chili. I'll order just the meat, please. AKA Cincinnati chili. Is that what Buddy Bob's saying? The Skyline is the Cincinnati chili? Gotcha.
If I'm not mistaken, Skyline is like a diner in Cincinnati that they created. I think.
WKRP
I have to double check that.
Cincinnati. Sorry.
WKRP.
We already talked about KRP, and I think in our first the first podcast.
Because Lonnie
Lonnie and Bailey Quarters.
Bailey Quarters is still alive.
She is. I thought she had passed. That's why we got to do next week. We need to do Dead or Alive for sure.
Yeah, I like that idea. But the problem is, see, we get the whole week to find out if there's people in dead.
Yeah, but we don't. I think we go off the cuff. So don't even think about it. You can't. That's the rule. So you can't think ahead of time or do research ahead of time. And we'll look it up while we're here. While we're sitting here, we can look it up. Dwayne says, I ate at a Skyline Diner in New Jersey near the airport. Okay. Yeah, we used to have didn't we have a Skyline Motel or something near us here?
So now I'm going to have to find out what is the origin of the name Skyline Chili. So I have that fact, because I'm not sure. Fuzzy on that. I know it's good though. You should definitely try it.
Well, let's see. Let's use AI mode. Hold on. I'm going to do it on my phone. All right, let's look it up. Origin of Skyline Chili.
Word of quest.
The origin of Skyline Chili has a very Cincinnati story behind it. It was founded in 1949 by Nicholas Lambrinides, a Greek immigrant. He came from the U.S. in the early 20s from Castoria, Greece, bringing with him family recipes that mix Mediterranean spices with American traditional food. He opened his first restaurant in Glenway Avenue, or on Glenway Avenue in Cincinnati, Ohio, in a neighborhood called Price Hill. The name Skyline came from the view of downtown Cincinnati skyline that could be seen from that first location. He served a special style of chili spiced with cinnamon, nutmeg, and other Mediterranean flavors over spaghetti or hot dogs, which was unusual compared to traditional Tex-Mex chili. It caught on quickly and became one of the defining foods of Cincinnati. There you go.
There you go.
So there you have it. There's the origin of Skyline chili.
I don't like my chili too hot, but I like it to have, you know, a little bit of the zing to it.
Yeah, it's got to have a bite, right? Wouldn't you agree? There has to be a bite to it.
Yeah, it has to. It's got to have some spice, but just not. I've had chili before so spicy you could hardly eat it. But you know,
I'm guessing session on of nonsense was before Lonnie passed. No, we talked about Lonnie, but she had already passed when we talked.
that's
When
what
we
brought
spoke.
up the conversation in the first place, right?
Yeah, because she had just died, I think, when we brought it up. Skyline chili is a culinary anomaly. I don't care for it by itself, but over plain Jane spaghetti is untouchable. So without the sauce, Paul, is what you're saying. No marinara, just over the noodles.
It's like eating a marinara with no noodles, right?
Or the noodles with no marinara.
I think it's. I agree with what you're saying. It's like a textural thing with the spaghetti in there. It makes it a really good. I guess I'm going to use the term cohesive dish. But without the spaghetti, you know what I mean? It's like Jake without Elwood. Just
right?
Blue wants to see a blue brother.
Well, I mean, what's the purpose? If you don't put it over the spaghetti, then it's just chili.
Right, and it's not chili that you're used to eating. So I don't know that it would make it without the spaghetti. I think it needs the spaghetti.
Hey, not to change the subject, but that's our top 10. And I'm going to change the subject. Have you seen this?
That is a giant stone blimp.
Giant stone zeppelin.
Yep.
Instead of lead, it's stone zeppelin. They're just like Led Zeppelin, but different. Now, this is the 3I Atlas interstellar object. They're calling it a comet or
shaped like a billy club.
Right? Look at that thing. I mean, that's obviously an artist rendering
like a prehistoric Louisville slugger.
I don't think they've actually seen it close enough yet to know what shape it is. But have you heard about that? The 3I Atlas?
So it's like moving at 220,000 kilometers per hour. So how are they going to catch up to it to get some selfies? I don't know.
Yeah, it's, let's see. The Vera C. Rubin Observatory revealed the comet, and they estimated it to be 7 miles wide, the largest interstellar object ever seen. And I saw a time lapse. They have a time lapse of it, and it moves kind of weird. Like it moves funny, not so much in a straight line. But again, I mean, it's pretty far away right now. So how do you know? But let's see. They detected it July 1st of this year by the Atlas Telescope Network in Chile, part of NASA's Asteroid Impact Early Warning System. They confirmed as the third known interstellar object, designation 3I Atlas, also cataloged as C/2025 N1 Atlas by the Minor Planet Center. It's traveling at an extraordinary speed of over 130,000 miles an hour, or 37 miles per second. That's pretty fast.
Wear your
It
helmet.
follows a hyperbolic interstellar trajectory with no expected return, just like its predecessor, Oumuamua. Oumuamua. Remember
Is that
that?
like, was that a Hawaiian object?
I guess maybe it's because maybe they discovered it, that telescope that's in Hawaii up on the mountain there. Maybe that's just
Would
they
explain all
discovered it with
about
that.
how you
But
feel.
it's expected to reach its closest point to the sun around October 30th near Mars orbit, about 1.4 astronomical units away. So let's see. We have I got this picture of it here. So that's its trajectory. So up in the top right corner there by our logo, that's where it is now, that dot. And I guess by the time it reaches Mars, it'll be October. It's expected to reach, oh, I read that. At its nearest to Earth, it will still be about 1 AU or 170 million miles away. So no impact threat whatsoever. One of the reasons why I brought it up, oh, wait, here, let me read this. However, Hubble's Space Telescope data provided tighter constraints. The nucleus is likely less than 3.5 miles, possibly as small as 1,000 feet across, even though they said it was 7 miles across. Still making it the largest interstellar object ever observed, and only the third of its type that we've detected from outside of our solar system. One of the things about it I read this morning was that they're calling it a comet, or some are calling it a comet, but it doesn't have a tail. You know, comets usually you can see the tail on it. It's like spewing ice and gas, I guess, from it melting the closer it gets to the sun. But this one doesn't have a tail. And there's a Harvard astrophysicist, I think he is. Yeah. Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb featured in a speculative and controversial, of course, thought experiment suggesting that certain traits, such as forward-directed dust glow, so one of the things they say is that it generates its own light, which is something they haven't observed before. So usually objects, right, like the moon, we'll use the moon as a prime example, or when we see like Halley's Comet coming or whatever, it's reflecting the light from the sun. And that's how come we can see it. Well, this, we can see it, and there's no reflective light bouncing off it. It's generating its own light, which is kind of crazy. So he says that there's a lack of that expected comet outgassing, and an unlikely proximity to planets might hint it could be potentially be a nuclear-powered spacecraft or even an alien probe. Dun, dun, dun. What do you think? ET sending that out? Coming to find us? See what we're all about? These ideas remain highly speculative, not widely accepted. Most astronomers interpret the evidence as strongly supportive of a natural cometary origin, but not according to this guy Avi Loeb, who's he's a Harvard astrophysicist.
Did you hear or read anything about the coma? Because I did read that. So the coma in a comet is the gas that surrounds it, and this one has the biggest coma they've ever seen. Did you read that or come across that at all?
I don't know. I know that I saw some. Let's see. Hold on.
I think I read that that's why they're having trouble estimating its size.
I know there was another picture I saw. Yeah, go ahead.
Because the coma around it, which is the gases, and they burn. So that's I think the the scientists, so that's their explanation for the light, is that the coma is glowing.
So
But I
that's
did
what
read
we're
that
looking.
that's why they can't predict what size it is.
It could be, brother. I don't know. I'm not an astrophysicist by any means of the word. There's a picture of I think what you're talking about, and I think that's where he talks about it glowing without any reflective light coming off it. He suggested that it might be generating its own light, possibly from nuclear energy. Could be a spacecraft powered by nuclear energy, and the dust emitted from its frontal surface might be from dirt that accumulated on its surface during its interstellar travel. This cannot be ruled out, but it requires better evidence to be viable. I actually watched him. He was being interviewed, this guy, Avi Loeb. He was being interviewed by, it was ABC, I think. And they were talking, the reporter was talking to him about, what he thinks it is in that. He actually spoke with Anna Paulina Luna, who's a congresswoman from Florida. And she sits on the congressional committee about, anomalies and unidentified submerged objects and aerial objects and that are known as UFOs, that kind of stuff. And he called her and spoke to her about it because I guess she has connections with NASA. And he's hoping that when it starts to get closer to the Earth, that we can, they'll use the Hubble spacecraft. And there's another one that we sent out back in the 70s that's been out around Jupiter, and it's whichever one that is that's studying Jupiter. I guess it's because, let me put that picture back up. It's going to somewhat go by Jupiter. You can kind of see it at the bottom of the screen there. He's hoping that she can help him convince NASA to observe these things a little bit better. So I can't see why they wouldn't, so we can see it better and see actually what it is. But I find this kind of stuff intriguing. Do I think it's a ET? No, probably not. It's probably a big rock. But it's interesting. All that stuff kind of interests me. Hey, look who's here. Scotty's here.
I hope they get a chance to I did read that the scientists that are working on that, they're excited to learn more about it. So maybe they'll learn a lot. It's something that originated outside of our solar system. So there's probably stuff to be gleaned off of that and stuff that they can learn. Hopefully there is.
Yeah, all that stuff intrigues me. You and I were talking about kind of something you said you didn't know a whole lot about, but we were talking about the moon landing, and I'm interested in all that kind of stuff. Some people think, what would you say? Some people think the Earth is flat, which clearly it's not flat. But as far as I know, it's not flat. I've never been out to space, but
as far as we know, right.
We sit on a big blue marble. But there are some people that speculate that the moon landing never happened. And that kind of stuff intrigues me. Now, do I think that the moon landing happened or not? I don't know. I know I grew up thinking it happened, and I'd still like to think it happened. But some of the evidence that I've seen, and again, it's just evidence that's presented through media types like social media and video and that, would suggest to the contrary, which is kind of, it makes you scratch your head now. You're like, And then who was that director? Who did I tell you it was? Stanley Kubrick. He supposedly was a director on the faked moon landing videos. So those, when we see Neil Armstrong coming down the stairs and them driving the moon buggy and all that stuff, and him bouncing and tripping and that. Yeah, that was all supposedly done in a secret studio in some military base in New Mexico or something. But I don't know. I I don't know about that stuff. It makes for a good story. Is it true? I don't know. So is
I
this
saw his
object?
golf,
What's that?
I saw his golf club at the Smithsonian. It was folding. It was a folding golf club. Somebody made it for him especially for that purpose.
Yeah,
And
I got to hold the moon rock.
yeah, and
It
you know
was in
what?
a it was in a clear case. I didn't actually hold the rock, but I held the rock that was in the case in my hand. You could see it. That was when I was a kid. Um, New Hampshire. Alan Shepard grew up in the town I grew up in and went to school, the same high school. So when I was a kid, he came to visit our Boy Scout troop, and he brought the rock and some other artifact stuff, which was kind of cool. Yeah.
I know my
Sorry,
dad.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, brother.
I know my dad would be upset if they ever proved that the moon landing was false because he took the day off of work.
Right?
Oh, gave up a day's pay.
Well, as a kid, I can remember my mother's still here. She woke me up. I remember sleeping on the couch and her waking me up. Hey, they're landing on the moon. Wake up. What was
Yep.
that, 5 or 6 years old?
That was a
Wake
big
up.
deal.
They're landing on the moon. I remember that.
That was
And
a big deal.
of course, it was a huge
And our
deal.
country had invested so much in that for as the president said, for a decade.
A decade.
A decade. We will go to the moon in this decade.
Yeah, he said, we'll go to the moon and do the other stuff.
Yeah.
What other stuff? We're going to do the other stuff.
Maryland. I mean, no. Sorry.
And I'll do the other stuff.
That slipped out.
Yeah, I mean, as a kid, I was into that. Every kid was. I had a spacesuit I got for my birthday. I had a spacesuit and a helmet. I had models of the Saturn rockets, and I had a big model that you could. Wasn't a model; it was more like a toy. You could take it apart. The sections came off. Could open them up, and
you grew up in Spacetown.
I did. Growing up in the town, Derry, New Hampshire, Spacetown, USA, and that was kind of cool growing up in that time because, Gemini 7, which was the capsule or the rocket that Alan Shepard, he was the first American to orbit the Earth, and he was a hometown boy, And then, in fact, the fire department that I worked on in the town that I grew up in, our patch had, it was Freedom 7.
Right.
We had the patch with his Freedom 7 on it. And then Apollo 14, he went to the moon on Apollo 14, I believe, and that's when he hit the golf ball and all that on the moon. So, growing up in the town, and he was our local hero.
I wonder where that ball is right now.
I don't know. Who knows? Probably in orbit. I wonder how far it went. Imagine that. My mother, yep, my favorite costume, yep. A fellow from my hometown was a pilot on a shuttle mission. He donated his Rolex watch to auction for charity benefit. The jewelry store actually let me hold it. That's cool. The Rolex had been into space. That's awesome.
So I saw a guy who, all the astronauts in the program back then, the Apollo missions, the Mercury missions, they got Corvettes.
They did. That's right. Yeah.
And there's a guy in New England, I believe he's in Connecticut, that collects those, and he's got like a bunch of them that are astronauts Corvettes in all different years. He has he's got the one that's most valuable. He's got a 1967, which has got a 435 horse, 427 in it.
Nice.
And the astronaut that owned it, I don't remember his name, hardly drove it. So the things like spotless
mint,
mint
with no miles on it.
But yeah, all the astronauts got Corvettes. That's pretty cool, right? That's worth.
Well, the Apollo mission, it's sponsored by Chevrolet. Chevrolet, makers of the new Corvette for '67.
If you make it home in one piece, you'll be able to drive down the boulevard in your beautiful Corvette.
In your beautiful Corvette. And sponsored by Airstream. Where do the astronauts go to quarantine after they come back to Earth? In the Airstream. The Airstream campers, the tow behind, new for $69, quarantined in an Airstream.
Yeah, can you imagine? Like even back then, like the guys just got back from outer space. Now what? Like,
Well, can you imagine what they catch on the moon?
Yeah, but just change in pressure and all of that stuff. I think a lot of that was still slightly unknown.
That ride coming through the atmosphere, that must have been pretty fun.
And it's gonna be like going through the Kangamangas at high speed.
Hot. Hot. How was the ride down? It was hot. Very hot.
My feet got a little warm.
Oh my gosh. And then, so the Russians, they landed on the Earth and our guys landed in the water. Have you ever seen any of those videos, the old movies of the Russians landing on the Earth? Talk about a hell of a landing.
Oh.
You need a chiropractor after hitting that hard. At least landing in the water, you're landing in water.
Right, and the capsule would float for a long enough time for them, they'd come around with the aircraft carrier or whatever it was and pick them up. But yeah, it was a much better plan.
Yeah, right, Aaron. Imagine that they're up there in the space station or something, and all of a sudden the window and the golf ball comes flying in.
All of a sudden the golf ball comes up the wind.
Woo!
Hey, Houston, you're not going to believe this.
What's that?
Houston, you're not going to believe this. A golf ball just hit us.
Oh, that's right. What was her name? McAuliffe mom.
Yes, Krista McAuliffe.
Yeah, she was supposed to be the first teacher in space. They made a big deal of it here because she was from New Hampshire. But yeah, they on the ill-fated Challenger. All those poor people. Terrible.
They definitely had, the whole space program, right? And was it in '68 and the guys burnt in the capsule on top of the rocket there?
Yeah.
They couldn't get out the door. The door wouldn't open from the inside, so they couldn't get out. And then there was the Challenger craft, and then the Columbia as well, right?
Yeah, the Columbia blew up too, right?
Yep.
Is that right? Yeah, Apollo 1 in 1967, 67. Astronauts Virgil Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee died in a cabin fire during a pre-launch test. Electrical fault in a pure oxygen atmosphere inside the spacecraft. The fire spread rapidly and the crew could not open the hatch in time. This was the first U.S. space program fatal accident. Russia in 67, Soyuz 1, cosmonaut Vladimir Komarov perished when the parachute of his Soyuz capsule failed. Oh, God. While this was primarily a crash, reports say his capsule partially burned upon impact. Yikes.
But they had a guy burn too, right? Didn't Yuri Gagarin burn up? And had a picture
Soyuz 11, Georgy Dobrovolsky, Viktor Patyezev, and Vladimir Volkov died due to cabin depressurization, not a fire, though sometimes mistakenly linked. Space Shuttle Challenger explosion caused the death of all 7 crew members. However, they were not killed by fire directly, but by forces and oxygen loss. And then the Columbia, the crew of 7 perished during re-entry when the shuttle disintegrated. While heat and fire were involved in the backup, they were not in a cabin fire like Apollo 1. I had typed in astronauts that died in fire, so yeah, hell of a thing. That's why it's like parachuting. Yeah, no, I'm not jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. There's just no need. Would I go up into space? Yeah, no, probably not.
That's why I think the guy that was the first guy to sit in a rocket and go, okay, let's give this a shot. That where did he like? What was he thinking? Like, where are you in your life where you go, yeah, let's try. Put me in a rocket, I'll drive the thing. I don't get it. There's an
Well, it's like,
awesome video of the guy that tested that when they first made the suit, the pressurized suit. They had this guy. His name was Rudy something or other. I can't remember his last name. Bredinger. Anyway, he went up in a balloon in this pressurized suit in a balloon with a
right.
basket to the edge of the atmosphere and then
Yeah.
jumped out. And they had no idea if any of it was going to work. And
He did it twice. He did it
That's
twice.
you talk about big cojones, right?
Right?
That's
And then
it.
some guy just did it recently, like within the last
Couple
5
years
years or something.
with a Red Bull
Um,
thing.
Right. But
He had
can
a
you
lot more
imagine?
technology. He had a lot more technology.
Oh, yeah.
The guy that did it in 1959 or 1960, he was literally in a wicker basket in a hot air balloon, literally, like Wizard
Yeah.
of Oz stuff. And
Okay, I guess I'm high enough. Time to jump out
it
now.
took him like 4 hours to get to the edge of the atmosphere, so it took him a long time.
It took him 20 minutes to get back to Earth.
Then he just jumped. Like,
Jeez, I can't imagine.
plus, his shoot was experimental because they figured out that from that height, as soon as he jumps, the thing's going to start a death spiral. He's going to start twisting. So that's when they invented the little tiny chute that comes out of the top. And that
Yeah,
extra mini chute keeps it from spinning. Because again,
Okay. Yeah,
the
so it's
edge
like
of
the tail rotor on a helicopter. Keep it from
But again,
spinning
all
off
this
each other.
stuff was experimental. They had no way to test it and no way to know if it was going to work until this guy got into a wicker basket and jumped out at the edge of the universe, at the edge of the atmosphere. That's like,
Yeah, that takes balls. Well, look at Chuck Yeager. He's the first guy to go the speed of sound. And probably 50 or 60 years before, or more than that, but 100 years before that, they made a locomotive that did like 50 miles an hour, and people are like, human beings can't can't withstand that speed. They'll be crushed to death. You know?
Yeah.
And here we are doing, whatever planes fly, 500 miles an hour or whatever it is. They can't withstand the speeds.
Yep.
They'll surely die. Chugga, 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 chugga.
Yeah. Look over Japan. They got them bullet trains, right? Oh,
Yeah, what do they do? A couple hundred miles an hour?
They'll get you across the country in a couple minutes.
We need trains back in this country. In Europe, they still use trains, and it's a cheap mode of transportation.
Right.
I looked at taking an Amtrak from here to Florida. It was going to cost Colleen and I like $3,000 for the two of us. That's with a sleeper section and all that. But it was friggin' expensive. Even in steerage, if you just got a seat, why? Just get on a plane. It's way cheaper to fly, and you're going to get there sooner. But in Europe, like I watch all these guys that, they're travel, like we have a travel channel, and I watch these guys in Europe that are traveling, from country to country. They're in Europe, and they're going from England to Germany to France to, wherever. And they get on a train, and it's like, it costs a couple bucks, and they take the train. Why can't we have that in this country? We need to get trains back.
It seems like part of it is we abandoned it. As soon as we got cars and planes going, it's like, all right, we don't need trains no more. But the rest of the world didn't think like that, and they continued to improve and move forward the technology with trains. And, like we were saying, in Japan, they've got a train system that's almost as good as flying.
Well, I saw this program once. They were talking about the death of the rail system, and then in cable cars, not cable cars, but they had the electric trolleys in that in cities, and those had rubber wheels on them. And the advent No, they were on tracks, like a train. And the advent of the automobile, like you said, which had rubber wheels on it, Firestone, those companies put them out of business because you couldn't put wheels on them, couldn't put tires on them.
Yep.
And then, they came up with the interstate highway as well at some point. And that put basically the passenger train, put them out of business. I mean, there's still a few around. You can take the train from Boston into New York, and take the Amtrak down to Florida. I don't know if you can take it west of here, the Amtrak. I think you got to go to Chicago or something, and then you may be able to New York. I think New York, you can take the Amtrak.
Yeah. When the Eisenhower highway system came in,
Yeah.
And it was one of the largest infrastructure programs ever, and it did the interstate highway system throughout the whole country, and then just within a number of years, the trains just dwindled away. I mean, I remember when I was a little kid, where my grandmother lived in Salem, the train ran right behind her house.
Yeah, it came through Derry when I was a kid.
Right, and every day the train went by a couple of times.
Yeah.
And it was, you'd go, you little kid, you go put pennies on the track, or you go stand there and watch the trains go by and see what different cars there are and stuff. But yeah, we just abandoned it. I think, at the time we were facing the proposition of continuing to go with the technology of trains, or just let's go with automobiles instead. And that's,
Every once in a while here in New Hampshire, so we have the interstate runs, north to south, south to north. It's Interstate 93 is the main highway we have here. And every now and then someone will bring up the idea about running the train because the traffic, and I can attest to it, man. When I go to Boston for my doctor's appointment, it's crazy. Some days, so it's less than an hour ride by car. That's without traffic. You can get there in about 50 minutes. But it's taken Colleen and I sometimes 2 hours to get to Boston because of the traffic. It's ridiculous. So, and a lot of people commute. There's a lot of people that work in Boston that live up here in New Hampshire. And every once in a while, some people, they'll try to put a committee together to try to put a rail system that runs, north to south, especially to Boston. And that would free up a lot of traffic on the highway,
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. Now, how much money is involved? I'm sure it's billions of dollars, but if you could find the funding and do it, you'd probably save a lot of money. It would save people a lot of time. It would diminish the congestion on the interstates. I would love that. I mean, because that's how people did it in the old days. They would people that lived in the inner cities and that close to Boston back in the late 1800s. They'd come to New Hampshire, they'd get on the train to spend a month up in the White Mountains, convalescing, or just their vacations, summer vacations up there. I remember seeing some of those movies from the 40s. They're on they're going skiing somewhere and they're all singing and dancing on the train. And hey, Johnny, are you heading up to are you going to Aurora? Yeah, we're going to do some ice skating. Yeah. Hey, let's sing it about, and everybody traveled that way. Abbott and Costello movies and all that stuff.
Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah, well, that's in Europe, right?
Orient Express.
I would love to see. I think did it start in Europe? It was in Asia, wherever. I don't know I'm not sure. I think there's a train there. Don't they still have the Orient Express? We got to look that up.
How about the Marrakesh Express?
The Marrakesh Express?
Yeah, that's the Crosby, Stills and Nash song.
Right. Yeah. Let's see. Orient Express. It's one of the most famous luxury trains in history.
There you
It
go.
was founded in 1883 by the Belgian company Compagnie Internationale des Wagons LITS. First route from Paris. So it wasn't Europe. First route was from Paris to Constantinople via
Oh,
the Strasbourg, Vienna, Budapest, and Bucharest. Quickly became known as the King of Trains and Train of Kings. The original line was from Paris to Giurgiu, Romania, with ferry connections across the Danube and later extended to Istanbul. The classic Paris-Istanbul route ran until 1977. It offered sleeper cars, which were rare luxuries in the late 19th century. Its style made it a symbol of elegance and mystery. Famous for its opulent cars, wood-paneled interior, plush seating, and fine dining, it's the new Chrysler Cordoba, new for 1977.
you just like morphed all of a sudden. You morphed into game show host mode.
Right?
Tell her what she's won, Johnny.
The Orient Express was immortalized by Agatha Christie's novel Murder on the Orient Express, written in 1934, which has been adapted into multiple films, frequently referenced in spy stories, mystery thrillers, and films as a setting for intrigue and romance. The original train ceased operations, but Venice Simplon Orient Express still runs today, offering luxury journeys between London, Paris, Venice, and other European destinations.
Wow.
Recently, the Orient Express La Dolce Vita and new luxury train projects have been announced, reviving the name. So there you go, the Orient Express. Right? With rich Corinthian leather. It's the Chrysler Cordoba. Hey, Kevin's here from Tuber Chat. What's up, Kevin? Hey, Kevin, thank you so much for joining in the fundraiser yesterday and making some donations. We appreciate that, brother. We're one big happy family here, and you're certainly part of the family. So we love you and appreciate you for doing that. Remember, this says you can go south from Winter Haven to Fort Lauderdale and Miami by train cheap, about a 3-hour drive.
Yeah, nice.
Can't do that here, Nance. Like I said, we looked it up and it was just crazy price. It was like $1,500 a person or something to go down.
I wonder, is the service better on a train than on a plane? Because now, like on planes, I guess, you don't get meals anymore, and
Yeah, the service, I would think, on some of these trains are better. Scott, are you still here? Scott was in here. He takes the, what's that train that he takes from Orlando down to Miami in Florida? And if you get like first class, you get a meal and you get drinks and all that stuff. Like I said, the Bright Line. Thank you, Will. Yes, the Bright Line train. I definitely want to take that at some point. If we're going to sail out of Miami, we'll fly into Orlando, and I want to take the Bright Line and go down to the cruise port. But like I said, I watched some of those travel people, like Ben the Backpacker is one guy. This guy Spanion, this Australian guy, is called Spanion. And who's the other guy? There's another guy. He's from Canada, and he travels. His show mainly is about traveling on trains. And you can get a sleeper car and you get meals. They have a dining car, and you go in there and you can get breakfast, lunch, and dinner depending on the length of the ride. And then some of them are, because they'll do even like the worst train ride in Bucharest or something, or in Japan. Like the Japanese, they sleep on the floor, and they have a sleeper car, but it's like you're just laying on the floor next to other people, strangers.
They're like these weird compartments that pull out of the wall or whatever, and that's your like sleeper car. It's like barely enough room for a person to get in there, but that's. And the other thing is, like, if you're in Japan on the train, like, one of the great things about a train is you can look out the window.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Compared to an airplane. But in Japan, you're going 6 million miles an hour. So I think you're just seeing.
Well, some of the trains there don't go as fast as some of these high speed bullet trains. I have a friend of mine, a coworker. He took the Zephyr train from Chicago to, I think, to L.A. or somewhere in California, and that goes, through Colorado and the Rockies and all that. It's you take that for the sights, to see the sights, and I'd love to do that, but it's expensive. Him and his wife went and took that trip. I think it cost them $5,000. And don't quote me on the prices, but
if it's worth it,
it's very, very expensive for two people to do that. They need to make it a little bit more affordable for people. Because, I mean, think about it. For $5,000 for two of you, you could fly to Europe and spend several weeks there for $5,000. You know what I mean? Or think about the back-to-back cruise you could take for $5,000 for two of you. Nice Mediterranean. You could fly to Barcelona and get on a cruise ship and cruise around the Mediterranean for a couple of weeks and then come back and fly home for $5,000 or even less than that, I bet. I guess it's all what you want to do and spend your money on. But so I just want to remind everybody, September 10th, we got the Adam Ezra group coming up. Adam is going to be our guest on the show, and
looking forward to that one.
Yeah. He, I'm trying to bring up his YouTube here so I can show you guys some of them. They just come out with their new album. Revelate is the new album, and where is it? Releases. Well, I can't seem to find it, but we're going to have Adam on. He'll be in. It'll be our Wednesday show, our 11 a.m. Wednesday show. Oh, here it is, right here. Our 11 a.m. Wednesday show. We're going to have Adam in, and we're going to talk to him about the new album, the new releases, some of the cool people he's actually written music for. He's written some. Movie scores and things like that. So it should be interesting. And let's see. Can you see that?
Oh, Revelate. This is an awesome video.
Their album dropped a couple weeks ago, and this is the single off of it. And so we're going to talk to Adam about. We'll talk to him about the new album and how the band's doing, what they're doing. They've been. Adam, I don't think he's stopped touring since I met him, which is what, 2000 or 2001, somewhere in there. We'll talk to him about that too. But it's the Adam Ezra group here. I had to fight with Google about playing his music because, as far as I'm concerned, it's fair use, which they figured it out. I actually got a letter from their publishing company, gave me a letter that said we can use the website now. So there you go. So that's Adam Ezra. He'll be up here on September 10th on the show, and I hope he stays for the whole 2 hours. Adam's a good guy, and he's an interesting character, and I think you guys will get a kick out of watching him. So, well, buddy Bob, I think it's time to say goodbye here for now. It's
hit the old dusty trail for today.
Hit the dusty trail. Is Linda Toman going live today? She usually goes live every day. I don't know if Dee Dee, is she going? Are you still here, Denise? Is she going live on Sundays? I don't know. I was going to say go over and check out her, but sure, some of us are going live today. But yeah, what do you got coming up? Anything coming up? Anything you want to say before we go? No live today, says Denise.
No, I'm looking forward to the next show of Practical Nonsense. Our next show is going to be Wednesday.
Yeah, our next show will be on Wednesday, episode 5, and look for us on Spotify. I'm going to publish. Huh? What'd you say?
5 already.
5. Can you believe it? Yeah, episode 5 will be this Wednesday. So check us out Wednesday at 11 a.m. And who knows, pretty soon, depending on what happens with the doctor, you and I will be in the same studio together.
Yeah, I can't wait. That's going to be awesome.
Imagine that. Then we don't have to do this via satellite, as they used to say in the old days.
Live.
Yeah. So yeah, no lives Sunday and Tuesdays. So, and but Denise does a show with her. It's usually at 1 p.m. They do bowl crafting.
Very nice.
Aren't you proud of me, Dee Dee? I said it right. I kept calling it bushcrafting, and I mean, bushcrafting's a real thing. Those are those guys that go out in the wilderness and they build a cabin out of a couple rocks and some twigs and stuff. But
right.
They don't bushcraft. They bull craft. So they craft and they shoot the bull while they're doing it. So,
nice.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. Look for us on Wednesday, and that'll be it. We'll see you guys later, buddy Bob. It's good talking with you, and I'll see you soon, brother.
See you on Wednesday. Over and out.
And don't forget the like button on your way out, guys. Love you all. Bye-bye.